What if I told you that the most powerful person in the room is never the loudest, the angriest, or the most reactive? It's the one who acts as if nothing bothers them. Not because they are indifferent, but because they refuse to be controlled by the chaos around them. This is the power Epictetus taught, a power that makes people respect you, fear you, and wonder what secret you hold. Think about it. Why do people try to provoke you? Why do they insult you, challenge you, or try to make you react? Because the moment you react, you give them power. You let them dictate your emotions, your state of mind. But what if you could rise above it? What if nothing, insults, failures, setbacks, could shake you? This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. The world wants you impulsive, weak, and easily manipulated. But Epictetus shows you another way, the way of the Stoic. A way to become untouchable. If you're ready to discover how to wield this power, stay with me. Because once you master this, the world will never see you the same way again. Number 1, why people want you to react and how to deny them power. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to feed off your reactions? They insult you, challenge you, provoke you, not because they care about what you think, but because they crave control over your emotions. They need you to respond, because the moment you do, they win. This is no accident. It's a psychological game as old as time. People test you to see what buttons they can push. The more reactive you are, the more predictable and controllable you become. Think about it. How easy is it to manipulate someone who is always emotionally charged? With just the right words, they can be led anywhere. But what if they couldn't? Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, understood this deeply. He taught that while we cannot control what others say or do, we can control how we respond. And in that control lies immense power. He famously said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." That's the key. No one can make you react unless you allow it. Imagine two warriors facing each other. One is impulsive, aggressive, ready to strike at the first insult. The other? Still, calm, unreadable. Who holds the advantage? The second warrior. Because in battle, the one who reacts first often loses. This applies to life. The person who stays composed in an argument, negotiation, or moment of conflict is the one who holds the power. Your ability to remain unfazed frustrates those who seek to control you. It confuses them. It weakens them. So how do you deny them this power? You practice what the Stoics call apatheia, a disciplined detachment from external chaos. It doesn't mean you stop feeling, but rather you stop showing that you feel. You become unreadable. Someone insults you, you nod and move on. Someone tries to provoke you, you smile and remain silent. Because here's the hidden truth. Silence is more powerful than any reaction. Your lack of response forces them to confront their own powerlessness. They don't get the emotional reward they were seeking. They become frustrated, uncomfortable, because they have no control over you. This is how you turn the game against them. When they realize they can't manipulate you, they lose interest, they move on. And in the end, you walk away with something far greater. Your peace, your dignity, and the quiet, undeniable power of a mind that belongs only to you. Now that you understand why people want you to react, the next step is even more powerful. Learning how caring less can make you more powerful. Stay with me. Number 2, the art of indifference, why caring less makes you more powerful. What if I told you that caring too much is one of the biggest weaknesses a person can have? Society tells you that passion, emotion, and deep concern are signs of strength. But the hard truth is, the more you care about what others think, the more control they have over you. People will test you, they will judge you, insult you, and try to shake your confidence. And the moment you show them that you care, that their words or opinions matter to you, you hand them power. They now have a weapon against you. But what happens when you simply don't care? Not in a reckless, nihilistic way, but in the way the Stoics taught. A disciplined detachment from what you cannot control. This is the art of indifference, and when you master it, you become untouchable. The hidden power of indifference. The world is full of noise, opinions, expectations, endless distractions designed to pull you in 1,000 directions. If you let yourself be consumed by every comment, every judgment, every fleeting trend, you become weak. You become a slave to external validation. But the strongest individuals, the ones who lead, who dominate, who shape history, understand one thing: most things simply do not matter. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome. As emperor, he was surrounded by sycophants, critics, and enemies, all trying to influence his thoughts and emotions. Yet, in his personal writings, he reminds himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoic indifference. It is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing what is worthy of your attention and what is not. Why indifference is a weapon. When you stop caring about what is irrelevant, you become unpredictable. You frustrate those who try to control you. You make them question themselves. And in doing so, you gain the upper hand. Consider this. If someone insults you and you respond with anger, you validate them. If someone mocks you and you try to defend yourself, you show them they've hit a nerve. But if you meet insults with indifference, if you simply do not react, you leave them powerless. A famous example of this comes from Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. He taught his students that no insult, no hardship, no misfortune could truly harm them unless they allowed it to. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is why caring less makes you more powerful, because it robs the world of its ability to control you. How to develop Stoic indifference. Mastering the art of indifference is not about becoming emotionless. It's about training yourself to care only about what truly matters. Here's how. 1. Separate what you can control from what you can't. Most of what stresses you out is beyond your control. What others think of you, the opinions of strangers, even the outcome of certain events. The Stoics believed that true peace comes from focusing only on what is within your power, your thoughts, actions, and choices. Next time you find yourself caring too much about something, ask, "Is this within my control? If not, let it go." 2. Train yourself to pause before reacting. The moment something triggers you, an insult, a setback, a challenge, pause. Give yourself space between stimulus and response. This is where your power lies. Seneca, another great Stoic, wrote, "If you wish to be immune to the opinions of others, consider how often people have been wrong in their judgments." In other words, why let the opinions of those who do not matter dictate your emotions? 3. Practice emotional minimalism. Minimalism isn't just about owning fewer things. It's also about decluttering your mind. Reduce your emotional investments in things that drain your energy. Every time you get angry over nonsense or obsessed with what others think, you give away a piece of your mental real estate. Instead, ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? If not, discard it. 4. Learn to be silent. One of the most powerful forms of indifference is silence. When people expect a reaction from you and get nothing, they are left powerless. Silence forces them to sit with their own words, to question their own actions. It is a weapon that few have the discipline to wield. Reframe challenges as tests of strength. Every time life throws a problem at you, see it as a chance to practice indifference. Someone insults you? Good. An opportunity to practice restraint. A plan fails? Excellent. A chance to strengthen your adaptability. When you view life this way, nothing can shake you. The final truth: indifference is freedom. Most people live as prisoners, trapped by the fear of what others think, controlled by their emotions, swayed by every external force. But the few who master indifference, they are free. Imagine walking through life immune to insults, unfazed by setbacks, unshaken by opinions. Imagine the quiet strength of someone who does not need approval, validation, or recognition to feel complete. This is the power of Stoic indifference. The moment you stop caring about things that do not matter, you become untouchable. You become someone who moves through the world with an unbreakable presence, and that presence commands respect. Now that you understand the art of indifference, we move to the next level. Epictetus' secret to emotional control. Stay with me. Number 3. Epictetus' secret to emotional control. Why do we let emotions control us? Why do we allow anger, fear, or anxiety to dictate our actions? Most people believe emotions are automatic, that they arise on their own and cannot be tamed. But Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, revealed a powerful truth. It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Let that sink in. It's not what happens to you that causes suffering. It's how you perceive what happens to you. Your emotions are not created by the external world. They are created by you. This realization is life-changing, because once you understand that your emotions come from your own judgments, you gain the power to control them. And when you control your emotions, you control your entire life. The illusion of emotional control. Most people think they control their emotions, but in reality they are slaves to them. Imagine you're walking down the street and someone insults you. Do you choose to feel angry? No. It happens instantly. The emotion rises before you even have time to think. But here's the Stoic insight. The anger isn't caused by the insult itself. It's caused by your interpretation of it. You believe the insult is an attack on your worth, and that belief triggers your emotional reaction. Now imagine a different scenario. What if you saw insults as meaningless? What if you viewed them as nothing more than words from a person who doesn't know you? In that case, would you still feel anger? No, because you changed your perception. Epictetus taught that emotions are not reactions to reality. They are reactions to our beliefs about reality. And that means we have the power to control them. How to master your emotions the Stoic way. Epictetus outlined a simple but profound method for emotional control. It involves 3 key steps. 1. Separate what you can control from what you can't. The foundation of Stoic philosophy is the idea that there are only 2 things in life. Things you control, your thoughts, actions, and beliefs. Things you don't control, everything else. Most emotional suffering comes from obsessing over things outside our control. We stress over other people's opinions, unexpected failures, or random misfortunes. But Epictetus teaches that worrying about these things is pointless. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. Your emotions will follow. 2. Change your interpretation, change your emotion. Since emotions come from our judgments, the key to controlling them is changing how we think. Let's say someone disrespects you. The natural reaction is to feel offended. But instead of reacting, pause and ask yourself, is this insult actually harming me, or is it just words? Does this person's opinion really matter? If I ignore this, will it affect my life in any way? By questioning your interpretation, you weaken the emotional impact. You detach from the event and suddenly it no longer has power over you. This is what Epictetus meant when he said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." The moment you stop seeing external events as personal attacks, your emotions lose their grip on you. 3. Use the Stoic pause. Control the space between stimulus and response. Most people react instantly to emotions. They feel anger and lash out. They feel fear and panic. They feel hurt and seek revenge. But the Stoics practice something different, the pause. Viktor Frankl, a modern thinker influenced by Stoicism, put it perfectly. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This space, the ability to pause and choose, is where true emotional control happens. Next time you feel an emotional surge, try this. 1. Stop, don't react immediately. 2. Breathe. Give yourself a few seconds of silence. 3. Question the emotion. Ask, is this worth my energy? 4. Choose your response. Instead of reacting, respond with wisdom. With practice, this becomes automatic. You develop an iron grip over your emotions. The Stoic mindset. Emotion is a tool, not a master. The goal is not to eliminate emotions, but to master them. Even Epictetus, a Stoic master, didn't believe in being emotionless. Instead, he believed in using emotions intelligently. Anger can be turned into motivation. Fear can be turned into preparation. Sadness can be turned into wisdom. Instead of letting emotions control you, use them as fuel for action. The ultimate power, emotional immunity. Imagine reaching a state where no insult could offend you. No failure could break you. No setback could disturb your peace. This is the power Epictetus offers. The power of emotional immunity. The power to walk through chaos, conflict, and crisis with unshakable composure. Because the truth is, nothing has power over you unless you allow it to. And once you master this, you become untouchable. Now that you understand how to control your emotions, it's time to go even deeper. Next, we will explore how to train your mind to remain unshaken, no matter what life throws at you. Stay with me. Number 4. How to train your mind to remain unshaken. Life is unpredictable. You will face criticism, failure, betrayal, and moments of extreme pressure. Most people crumble under these challenges. They react emotionally, lose control, and let the chaos around them dictate their peace. But the Stoics understood a powerful truth. The strongest minds are not the ones that never face adversity. They are the ones that remain unshaken no matter what happens. True strength is not found in physical power or status. It is found in the ability to remain calm and rational in any situation. Imagine walking through a storm while everyone else is running for shelter. You move with confidence while others panic. That is what it means to have an unshakable mind. The good news is that mental resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you train. Epictetus and other Stoic philosophers developed techniques to strengthen the mind against fear, anger, and despair. These methods will allow you to remain composed in the face of any challenge. Step 1. Expect hardship before it arrives. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming life should be easy. They expect fairness, comfort, and success without struggle. When difficulties arise, they feel shocked and overwhelmed. This is why most people are fragile. They live in denial of reality. The Stoics taught a different mindset. Instead of hoping for an easy life, they prepared for a difficult one. They practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, which means meditating on the worst-case scenario. Before a challenge arrived, they imagined every possible hardship that could come with it. By doing this, they trained their minds to be ready for anything. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his personal journal, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, 'Today I shall meet people who are selfish, ungrateful, deceitful, and arrogant, but I will not be shaken by them.'" This mindset removes the element of surprise. When difficulties come, you are not caught off guard. You have already accepted them as part of life. You meet them with calm readiness instead of fear. Step 2. Detach from what you cannot control. One of the fastest ways to weaken your mind is to obsess over things you have no control over. People waste energy worrying about other people's opinions, the past, the future, and external events that are beyond their influence. This leads to frustration, anxiety, and unnecessary suffering. Epictetus taught that the key to inner peace is simple. Focus only on what is within your control. Ignore everything else. You do not control other people. You do not control luck or random misfortunes, but you do control your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. When you focus on your own actions, you become mentally unshakable. You stop feeling powerless because your energy is directed toward what you can change. Every time you feel frustrated or anxious, ask yourself, "Is this within my control?" If not, let it go. Step 3. Master the art of emotional delayed response. The mind is strongest when it is disciplined. Most people are slaves to their emotions. When they feel anger, they lash out. When they feel fear, they hesitate. When they feel insulted, they react impulsively. This makes them easy to manipulate. The Stoics trained themselves to do the opposite. Instead of reacting instantly, they created space between the event and their response. They trained themselves to pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action. Seneca advised, "If a person spreads rumors about you, do not rush to defend yourself. If someone insults you, do not be quick to respond. Time reveals all truth. Let your silence speak for you." Practicing this will make you incredibly powerful. When you stop reacting emotionally, you frustrate those who try to provoke you. You become immune to manipulation. You gain control over yourself while others waste energy on things that do not matter. Step 4. Train in discomfort. An unshakable mind is forged in discomfort. If you always seek comfort, your mind will remain weak. The moment life becomes difficult, you will break. The Stoics deliberately exposed themselves to hardship to strengthen their mental resilience. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, would occasionally sleep on the floor and eat the simplest food. He did this to remind himself that he could survive with little. When difficulties came, he did not fear them because he had already prepared for them. You can apply this by pushing yourself into controlled discomfort. Take cold showers. Exercise when you do not feel like it. Face social situations that make you nervous. Train yourself to handle discomfort so that when real hardship comes, you are already prepared. Step 5. View every challenge as a test. Most people see obstacles as problems. The Stoics saw them as opportunities. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that every difficulty you face is an opportunity to grow stronger. If someone insults you, it is a test of your self-control. If you experience failure, it is a test of your perseverance. If you lose something valuable, it is a test of your ability to remain calm under loss. When you train yourself to see life this way, nothing can shake you. Instead of feeling like a victim, you see yourself as a warrior, sharpening your mind with every challenge you face. Strength comes from within. The world is unpredictable. People will betray you. Plans will fail. Life will throw unexpected hardships in your path. But no matter what happens around you, the strength to remain calm, focused, and in control is already within you. Train yourself to expect difficulties. Detach from what you cannot control. Master your emotions. Seek discomfort to strengthen your mind. View every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Do this and you will move through life with the kind of unshakable presence that commands respect. You will become the rare individual who cannot be broken by circumstances. You will embody true strength. Now that you have learned how to train your mind, it is time to unlock an even greater secret. Next, we will explore the Stoic Pause, the key to turning reaction into power. Stay with me. Number 5. Mastering the Stoic Pause, turning reaction into power. In a world that demands instant reactions, most people live on autopilot. They feel anger and lash out. They feel fear and retreat. They feel insulted and immediately defend themselves. This lack of control makes them weak and easily manipulated. They are slaves to their emotions and external circumstances. The Stoics understood that true power lies in mastering the space between stimulus and response. This space is called the Stoic Pause. It is the ability to delay reaction, reflect, and choose the most effective response. This single skill separates the weak from the strong, the reactive from the composed, the ordinary from the extraordinary. Imagine being in a heated argument where someone insults you. The natural reaction is to fire back with anger. But what if you paused for a moment? What if you took a deep breath and asked yourself whether this person's words actually matter? What if you responded with complete indifference? That single pause would change everything. Instead of letting them control you, you remain in control. The ability to pause before reacting is a superpower. It allows you to turn every situation into an advantage. It makes you unpredictable and untouchable. It is a weapon that few people possess, but anyone can train. Step 1. Understand the nature of reaction. Most people believe that emotions control them, that when something happens, they have no choice but to react. This is a lie. Emotions do not dictate behavior. They only suggest it. There is always a space between feeling an emotion and acting on it. That space is where choice exists. Epictetus said that people are not disturbed by things but by the view they take of them. This means that external events do not force reactions. It is our interpretation that creates them. Understanding this gives you the power to pause before reacting. You realize that just because you feel something does not mean you have to act on it. Step 2. Create space between emotion and action. The key to mastering the Stoic Pause is creating space between emotion and action. Instead of reacting immediately, train yourself to delay response. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means observing them without acting impulsively. Seneca advised that whenever you feel anger rising, count to 10 before speaking. If needed, count to 100. This simple act interrupts the automatic reaction and allows you to regain control. The same principle applies to any strong emotion. The longer you wait, the weaker the impulse becomes. You can practice this in daily life. When you feel irritation, pause. When you feel the urge to argue, pause. When something does not go your way, pause. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to remain composed. Over time, the pause becomes natural. You no longer react mindlessly. You respond with precision and wisdom. Step 3. Shift your perspective. The Stoic Pause is not just about delaying reaction. It is about using that delay to shift perspective. When something provokes you, ask yourself, Is this worth my energy? Will this matter in a day, a month, or a year? Am I letting someone else control my emotions? What is the wisest response in this situation? These questions break the cycle of impulsive reaction. They force you to see the bigger picture. When you step back and view the situation objectively, most things lose their power over you. You realize that insults are just words, that small inconveniences are insignificant, that external events do not determine your inner state. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he would encounter selfish, rude, and ignorant people. Instead of reacting emotionally, he chose to see them with understanding. He knew that their behavior was a reflection of their own struggles, not a reason for him to lose his composure. This mindset made him immune to provocation. Step 4. Control the tone of your response. Once you have mastered the pause, the next step is choosing your response. Stoics believe that the best response is often no response. Silence is one of the most powerful tools of control. When someone tries to provoke you and you do not react, you take away their power. But when a response is necessary, it should always be measured and deliberate. Never act out of impulse. Speak with calm authority. Choose words that diffuse rather than escalate. A leader does not need to shout to be heard. A strong mind does not need to prove itself with anger. By controlling the tone of your response, you control the entire situation. You dictate the direction of the conversation. You turn potential conflict into an opportunity for influence. Step 5. Train daily until it becomes automatic. Mastering the Stoic pause is not a one-time decision. It is a habit that must be trained daily. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice. Every frustration is a test of your discipline. Start small. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic, pause. The next time someone is rude to you, pause. The next time you feel frustration building, pause. Over time, this practice rewires your brain. You become naturally unshaken by external events. Seneca warned that if we do not control our reactions, we become slaves to the world around us. But if we master ourselves, nothing can shake us. The ultimate power of the Stoic pause. When you develop the ability to pause before reacting, you gain power over yourself and the world. You become a person who cannot be manipulated by insults or provoked by circumstances. You become someone who moves through life with calm authority. This is the power that great leaders and thinkers have mastered. It is the difference between reacting like everyone else and responding like a Stoic. It is the key to strength, wisdom, and unshakable peace. Now that you understand the power of the Stoic pause, it is time to apply it. Start today. Observe your emotions. Delay reaction. Shift perspective. Control your response. Do this, and you will move through life with a presence that commands respect. You will turn every situation into an advantage. You will master yourself. Number 6. Becoming untouchable. The ultimate Stoic power move. Most people go through life as emotional puppets. A harsh word makes them angry. A small failure fills them with doubt. A rejection shatters their confidence. They are controlled by external forces, reacting impulsively to everything that happens around them. This is weakness. This is slavery. The Stoics believed in something far greater. They believed in becoming untouchable. Not physically, but mentally and emotionally. They trained themselves to be unaffected by insults, setbacks, and the opinions of others. They cultivated an unshakable inner strength that made them immune to the chaos of the world. This is the ultimate power move. When nothing disturbs your peace, you hold a level of control that others can only dream of. You become someone who commands respect without demanding it. Someone who cannot be manipulated. Someone who moves through life with quiet, undeniable authority. How do you reach this level? How do you become untouchable? The Stoics left behind a blueprint, a set of principles that, if mastered, will make you impervious to the things that weaken most people. Let's break them down. Step 1. Realize that external events have no power over you. The biggest mistake people make is believing that external events control their emotions. They think that success brings happiness, that failure brings despair, that other people's words determine their worth. This is an illusion. Epictetus taught that it is not events that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This means that no event has power over you unless you allow it to. The same situation can crush one person and strengthen another. The difference is not in the event itself, but in how it is interpreted, A Stoic sees a setback not as a reason for frustration, but as a test of character. A Stoic hears an insult and remains indifferent because they know their value is not determined by others. A Stoic loses money and remains calm because they understand that material things come and go. When you internalize this truth, you gain control over your life. You stop being a victim of circumstance. You decide how you feel, regardless of what happens around you. This is the first step to becoming untouchable. Step 2. Detach from the opinions of others. Most people are prisoners to what others think of them. They seek approval, they fear criticism. They allow their self-worth to be dictated by the opinions of strangers. This makes them weak. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The Stoics understood that trying to control what others think of you is a waste of energy. People will judge you no matter what you do. Their opinions are shaped by their own insecurities, biases, and emotions. They are not a reflection of reality. The moment you stop seeking validation, you gain freedom. When you act based on your own principles rather than the approval of others, you become untouchable. Criticism no longer wounds you. Praise no longer inflates your ego. You move through life with quiet confidence, needing nothing from anyone. Step 3. Train yourself to see everything as an opportunity. Most people crumble in the face of adversity. They see obstacles as problems, setbacks as failures, difficulties as unfair burdens. This mindset weakens them. The Stoics saw things differently. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that every challenge you face is not a roadblock but a path forward. If someone disrespects you, it is an opportunity to practice patience. If you lose something valuable, it is an opportunity to learn detachment. If life does not go your way, it is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. When you train yourself to see every difficulty as an opportunity, nothing can break you. Everything becomes fuel for your growth. Every challenge makes you stronger. Step 4. Control your reactions. No matter what happens, one of the most powerful things you can do is master your reactions. The moment you let someone else make you angry, afraid, or insecure, you give them power over you. A truly untouchable person never lets this happen. Seneca advised, "If a person insults you, do not react with anger. If they spread lies, do not rush to defend yourself. Time will reveal the truth. Let your silence be your strength." When you control your reactions, you control the situation. If someone insults you and you remain calm, they lose their power. If life throws difficulties at you and you respond with indifference, you remain in control. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means choosing your response rather than reacting impulsively. It means pausing before speaking, thinking before acting, and never allowing external events to dictate your inner state. Step 5. Accept death and let go of fear. At the core of Stoic philosophy is the acceptance of death. This is not morbid, it is liberating. Fear is what makes people weak. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of loss, fear of death. These fears control people and make them hesitant, anxious, and dependent. The Stoics conquered fear by reminding themselves daily that death is inevitable. They meditated on their mortality not to be depressed but to be free. When you fully accept that life is temporary, fear loses its grip on you. You stop caring about trivial things. You stop hesitating. You stop seeking approval. When you embrace mortality, you live with urgency. You act with confidence. You move through life with a sense of purpose, knowing that nothing is worth fearing except a wasted existence. The final truth: becoming truly untouchable. To become untouchable is not to be emotionless. It is to be in complete control of your emotions. It is to remain calm in the face of adversity. It is to move through life with an unwavering sense of purpose. Detach from external events. Free yourself from the opinions of others. See every challenge as an opportunity. Control your reactions with discipline. Accept death and let go of fear. Do this and you will become the rare individual who cannot be shaken by circumstances. The person who commands respect effortlessly. The one who walks through life with quiet, unbreakable strength. Now that you understand the power of becoming untouchable, the next step is mastering the ability to turn every obstacle into an advantage. In the next lesson, We will explore the Stoic strategy for transforming setbacks into success. Stay with me. Everything we've discussed comes down to one ultimate truth. The truly powerful are not those who control others, but those who control themselves. When you become untouchable, when nothing external can shake your inner state, you gain a power that few people will ever understand. You walk through life with quiet confidence. You are no longer reactive. You are no longer easily influenced. You are no longer a slave to circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the foundation of becoming untouchable. External events will come and go. People will try to provoke you. Challenges will arise. But none of it will matter if you remain unshaken. Now the question is, will you take this knowledge and apply it? Will you train yourself to remain composed in every situation? Will you develop the discipline to control your reactions no matter what happens? If you're ready to step into this level of mastery, start today. Pause before reacting. Observe your emotions without letting them control you. Detach from the opinions of others. Train yourself, daily, to remain unshaken. Now I want to hear from you. What is one situation in your life where you struggle to stay untouchable? Drop it in the comments below. I read every response. And if this video gave you a new perspective, hit the like button to let me know. Subscribe if you're serious about mastering Stoicism, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Stay strong.